Kirtan means Nam Seva. To serve the name of Krishna, this means Kirtan. So therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. But not only Krishna Sankirtanam, but Shri Krishna Sankirtanam means Radha and Krishna. Not only Krishna. Because Krishna, he is never alone. So whenever we say Krishna, it means Krishna and Radha and all the associates and also all Vrindavan Dham. It is already included there. Krishna is never alone. Never alone. So in this way, we have to come to the understanding that Nam Seva is the most important Seva. And any other limb of Bhakti, out of the 64 limbs, if we do not perform that, followed by Kirtan, then that process will not give perfection. So if you want to do Smaran, you have to do with Kirtan. If you want to do Shravan, you must do with Kirtan. If you want to do Archan, you must do with Kirtan. If you want to do Pada Sevan, if you want to do Vandana, if you want to do Sakyam, and all the 64 limbs of Bhakti, you must do with Kirtan. Otherwise, it will never bear fruits. Never. But not only in Kali Yuga, Kirtan is prominent. Kirtan was always prominent. But in other ages, we had also a joint process. So in Bhagavatam we have the explanation of this. Kriteyat dhyatva Vishnu tattayam yajatu makhe dapare paricharayam kalottadhari kirtanat. In Kali Yuga, the dharma was meditation, dhyana. But not only meditation. Kirtan and meditation. Meditation with mantra. In Dwapara Yuga, in Treta Yuga, Yajna, fire sacrifice. But not only fire sacrifice, with mantra, with Kirtan. And same way in Dwapara, worship of deities, Archan, with Kirtan. But the point is that in Kali Yuga, nothing else works, only Kirtan. Therefore, only Kirtan, Kalo Tadhari Kirtanat. But without Kirtan, Dhyana cannot be accomplished, as well as Archan, as well as Yajna or any limb of Bhakti can never be accomplished. So it's not that before Kirtan was not part of the Dharma. Kirtan was always part of Dharma. So Nam Seva is Shrestha, means is the most prominent. I can give one example. Everyone knows Shyamarani Didi from America. She's the painter of those beautiful pictures that actually are the very heart of Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev put his heart out and requested her to make it. So anyway, she was the first disciple of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. She served him since the very beginning, 66 or so. And then she served Srila Gurudev also since 92, 93, like that also. And then after Srila Gurudev left, she also took shelter of Srila Bhakti Vigyana Bharati Goswami Maharaj for how many years? 8 years, 7 years, until Srila Maharaj also departed. So, but when she was being introduced to Srila Bharati Maharaj, one devotee was telling to Srila Maharaj, oh, this is Shyamarani Didi, she is Srila Prabhupada's disciple, she has been serving so much, also Srila Gurudev, she is painting, she is publishing books, she is preaching, she is doing all kinds of services. And then Srila Bharati Maharaj was not impressed. And he would say, okay, this is very good, but when you will do Nam Seva? And then she was very surprised. And she was thinking that all my life, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, they always praise me, always speak very, very well to me, always very happy with anything I'm doing, massaging my ego. But now, Srila Maharaj, the first meeting I have with him, he is smashing my false ego, my pride. And she's saying, what you have done actually is not much. Have you done Nam Seva? And then she started thinking, actually, I haven't given that much attention to my Harinam, that much attention to Nam. And then Maharaj is saying, everything you have done up to now, it's only a preparation for your Nam Seva. But you should not forget, if we have to do any other kinds of services, it is just to purify us or prepare us or give us sukriti or mercy to perform Nam Seva. So actually that was the blessing of Srila Maharaj to her. And then she said, from now on, I won't give that much time I was giving to other services. And I am already 76 years old. Now it's time to dive deep in this Harinam. So, in this way, we can see also that some disciples of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, they saw him chanting the whole day long. And they became very much attracted, and they say, Babaji, we also want to be like you. We want to sit and chant for the whole day. Please give us initiation. Babaji said, okay, I'll give you initiation, no problem. And Babaji gave Harinam to them. And then he told, look, now you have taken initiation, now you are ready to serve. So I have this eggplant field that needs to be, taken care, harvest, and, cleaned, etc. So please you can do this seva, and after you can chant your rounds, no problem. And they became upset. See, Babaji Maharaj, how is it possible? We have come here to only serve Nam, only to chant, but you are telling us to work in the field. We don't like this. We have come only to chant like you. Babaji Maharaj said, you have no adhikar for that. If you only chanting, then what will happen? Your mind go here and there. And you end up doing what? Bhoga, means enjoying. Because if you chant a lot of Namaparad, the result is what? Material attachments, material desires. One day one brahmachari came to Gurudev and told Gurudev, one lady is disturbing me so much. All time she's coming and this and that, she's talking. What can I do? Then Gurudev is telling, you should stop chanting Namaparad. Otherwise, all the fruits of your inner desires, they will come out, they will manifest. So when you are chanting, you are thinking about ladies, and now ladies are coming. So be very much careful. Nam is Chintamani. This is the fulfilling gem. So therefore, our Guru Varga, before engaging us in Nam Seva, they should engage us in also become qualified for that Seva. But definitely, Nam Seva is very important. So why I yesterday gave this Arati class? Because during the Seva of Thakurji, we make so many offenses, Seva Parada is there. And this Seva Parada is counting in your Namaparad. It's counting offenses for your chanting. Our Namaparad is not only the aparads against name, but all the other aparads, they also counting as obstacles for our chanting. So in order to avoid devotees to make more Seva Parad, I clarified yesterday many points, special points, which will actually open up the road for you to serve Thakurji nicely without making mistakes, in a very simple way. I don't want to make anyone to become Pujari. It's not the This is not the goal. But all Vaishnavas must be very qualified and must know everything. If any time someone will call you, please you do arati, I'm busy with something else, then you should be ready to come and then do the seva. So we have to be qualified somehow. So therefore these training programs are very important. And you can apply in your daily basis. I have made one guide, very nice guide that you can study that. And if you have any questions, you can also write to me, no problem. So regarding Thakurji's worship, we have two ways of doing that. One is in Vaidhi Marg, one is Rag Marg. Vaidhi Marg means following rules and regulations strictly. And another one is Rag Marga, means the path of spontaneous devotion, where sometimes rules won't be followed much. But some rules must always be there. It's not that Raganuga has no rules. Raganuga has only favorable rules. Rules which will allow us to increase our attachment and our taste for that particular, seva that we want to do. So that is very important. So, but we are not in our Sampradaya doing Vaidhi Bhakti. We are not doing. We are doing Raga Pravritti Marga. Means a special kind of Vaidhi Bhakti leads to Raganuga Bhakti. So it's not pure Vaidhi Bhakti, but also yet not pure Raganuga, because we are in the sadhana stage. So we have to adopt rules which are favorable, and we have to reject rules which are unfavorable. Like out of the 64 limbs of Bhakti, we have Dwaraka Smarana, Mahishi Smarana, remembering the queens of Dwaraka. Is that favorable for those who want to serve the lotus feet of Radha? No. Go Puja, Brahman Puja, Ashwatthama Tri Puja. This, what to say? This another three. Anyway, so many kinds of different things which for us is like not important. Amla tree and this other three people trees, like that. We're not gonna do that. We do maybe sometimes, but not on a regular basis. So it is very important that we should be very much conscious about what kind of nourishment we are taking to inspire this particular bhav that we have inside. And that's another very important subject which I want to develop more, maybe tomorrow, or maybe on Monday, or Tuesday, sorry. That is Jiva Tattva. Understand what is Swarup of the Jiva and how is the process of awakening and developing everything. This is very important. All over the world now so much confusion regarding Jiva Tattva. Some saying this, some saying that, but we have to follow what Gurudev is saying. What Gurudev is saying, I want to present that more elaborately. But now it's just to make sure that we have something inside, we have some inner feelings coming from our soul. But it's true that we don't know what is that yet. We don't know. At least I don't. But the point is that Srila Gurudev knows. He knows. He can see our Swarup. He can see everything. And because he can see, he can give us the particular type of seva which will nourish that. So if you have faith for Gurudev, you just follow what he is telling. You do this kirtan, you do this, you study this book, you go to that particular place in Vrindavan, you meditate in that particular pastime, you follow Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, no many others. Then he knows that something that we have inside will come out. So the first thing about this understanding about Swarup is that Gurudev knows and he's telling us what to do to develop that. But if we doubt this, then we are lost. We have no connection with anything more. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has given to Srila Raghunath Das Goswami one Giriraj Shila and one Gunjamala. That some devotee brought from Govardhan to him in Jagannath Puri. And he handled that to Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. And what he told, every day you should worship this Giriraj, bathing with Ganga Jal and offering 8 manjaris, Tulasi manjaris to that. And sometimes you can bathe with your own tears. As Mahaprabhu, when he was holding that for some time, he stayed with that Govardhan Shila for some time. He used to bathe with his tears. He used to put on his head, put on his eyes, put on his chest, like that. So this is called Bhav Seva. No consideration of rules and regulations, like in Vaidhi Marga, in Vaidhi Bhakti. So Gurudev used to say, if you want to follow Vaidhi Bhakti, you have to go to Madhva Sampradaya. You have to go to Ramanuja Sampradaya. In Gauriya Sampradaya, we don't follow these things. But also we should consider, are we in the category of Raghunath Das Goswami yet? No. So if I begin to take Shalagram or Giriraj and put in my eyes and my chest, sleep with me on my bed, and carry on my chest like that, I am bound to make offense. Bound to make offense. So I have to follow some basic principles, some basic rules. This is very important. So therefore, our Guru Varga has designed in such a way this puja for us, beginning with Mangalarati. Very important, as I told before you perform Kirtan, you have to perform Shravan. Before hearing, you cannot repeat, right? And then, by performing Kirtan of what you heard, then you can remember. Shravan, Kirtan, Smarana. So in the sadhana stage, Kirtan is very prominent. But in the perfectional stage, Smarana is more prominent. Kirtan is not always the most prominent. When Radha is completely senseless, in Mahabhav, completely lost, she can't speak, but she can never forget Krishna. Remembrance is the last contact, is the last connection with Krishna. If you lost your remembrance, then you cannot do anything. You have no connection, no link. So Badajivas, they will always forget Krishna. Always. And we need some external, stimulus, udipan, to make us again remember Krishna. We are always forgetting Krishna. Always. But Nityasiddhas, they will never forget. Even when they externally are not chanting. So Srila Gurudev used to give the example of Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur chanting 3 lakhs Harinam every day. Very fixed, regularly, never missing. And Rupa Goswami, how many rounds he's chanting every day? Nobody knows. He's starting chanting. Ha! He cannot even complete Hare. Just by speaking Ha, he is going into trance. And he's lost. Sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. And where he is gone? He's going to Goloka Vrindavan by mind. He's serving directly Nitya Lila, Radha Krishna's pastimes. So Nam means what? Nam also not alone. Nam must come with Guna, Rupa and Lila and Parikar. This is the meaning of Nam. Krishna is not only name. As I told, Krishna is never alone. So in the same way, Nam is never alone. As soon as I speak Nam, qualities must be in the name, the Rupa must be in the name, the Lila must be in the name, and Parikaras must be in the name. because there is no Leela alone. Leela must be with parikaras. And also Dham must be with the name. So if I speak Raman Bihari is not only name. Is Guna, Rupa, Leela, Parikar, everything is there. This name is relating to Krishna who is playing with Radha in the forest of Vrindavan. Like that. So in this way, whose chanting is superior? Rupa Goswami or Haridas Thakur's chanting? Why?
Because of his mood, because of his power.
But specifically, what I just told, because he is doing seva, he is doing Nam Seva. This Nam Seva is not only serving the sound vibration. Nam Seva is not only Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Nam Seva means you are in your Swarup serving Radha Krishna in their pastimes. This is real Nam Seva. So although Rupa Goswami is not even able to complete one Mahamantra, his chanting is perfect. Although Haridas Thakur is chanting 3 lakhs, we don't know if he is perfected or not. It's not mentioned. If he is serving Radha Krishna in Nitya, it's not mentioned. Because he is Brahma and Prahlada Maharaj. Srila Gurudev was saying, Rupa Goswami's chanting is much higher, far higher than Haridas Thakur. Far higher. Because serving Nam means serving directly those personalities. So I'm giving to you many different varieties of Nam Seva. So then you can understand what is beginning Nam Seva and what is highest Nam Seva. And for us, what Srila Gurudev told? He told, at least for half an hour every day, you must take your japa mala. Go to a secluded place that no one can see you. And you hide there. And you cry and chant. Only you, Krishna and Gurudev will be there. If you do for half an hour, it is much better, great benefit than if you chant 10 lakhs Harinam every day. So also this mood and this crying position of surrendering yourself to Guru and to Krishna, this makes your Harinam much more powerful. So Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj, he explained very clear that quality is better than quantity. You can see as a progression, okay? Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he started his Gaudiya Math preaching in India, and he asked everyone to chant 64 rounds. Even when sometimes disciples would come and say, Gurudev, I have not much time to complete my round. And he used to ask, how many hours are you sleeping? He said, only 4. Cut 2 and complete your rounds. You would never allow, especially his main sannyasis and main devotees, to chant less than 64 rounds. Not possible. Very strict. But at the same time, he's also giving Shakti to them. Guru is not throwing you, with his order, okay, now you go away by yourself. No, when Guru is giving, he's also empowering and he's making that happen if you are surrendered. If you open yourself to that instruction, Gurudev, he will make it happen. Gurudev is saying the Shakti you need to stand up from your chair, walk towards your japamala, lift it, put your hand inside, and begin chanting and complete. This is all due to my mercy. We need mercy to do all these steps. Sometimes we fail in the middle. sometimes we just stand and then we sit again. Sometimes we catch the japa, but again we live like that. This is due to our what? Lack of faith in Gurudev. Lack of surrender to Gurudev. Gurudev used to say, I challenge all of you, if you sit for 7 days and only chant and don't do anything else, all your maintenance will be guaranteed. Krishna is the supreme maintainer. But you don't do because you have no faith for what I am telling you. You think that still you are the doer. Gita is very basic instruction. Don't think you are the doer. Like that. So in this way, Srila Bharati Maharaj is saying, Srila Prabhupada, he was asking everyone to chant 64 rounds. Then when the second Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj, came to the Western countries, he also tried to make everyone chant 64 rounds, but he realized they are hippies, they have, how possible? He said, okay, 32. After some time he realized no one is chanting. Okay, 16, not less than that. Not possible less than 16 rounds. But still, he saw that many were unable to complete that. But he was so merciful. But he was demanding 16 rounds. At least to get initiation. Even after some time, if you don't do, but at least to the point of initiation, you must have been chanted 16 rounds. You know that life is full of up and downs. No? So Guru is also very merciful. So, and then Srila Gurudev came. And Srila Gurudev, he never put as a rule that you could be initiated only when you're chanting 16. He said, it's ideal if you're chanting. It's good, necessary. But also better if you chant 64. I want you to chant 64, but I will not order you to chant, because if you fail, this will be aparad. But at least 16. But there was also no strong rules, because Gurudev knew everyone's weakness and difficulty. And then came the time of Srila Bharati Maharaj to start his worldwide preaching. Not moving outside, but everyone coming to him. And what was his position? Oh, I have not asked you to chant any number of rounds fixed. But if you can chant one round with your full attention, giving your full love for Krishna, and you just reserving that specific time, you can chant one round like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very careful. With your full mind and heart. This is greater than 64 rounds like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama, Hare Krishna. Yes. So quality is much better than quantity. In the beginning, quantity will help us, but we should actually make both possible, quantity and quality. Then we become like Namacharya Haridasta.
But if you don't start with quantity,
but we don't start
quality.
Yeah. No, if you don't start with quality, they won't get quantity with quality in future.
No, it's against.
That is what Srila Maharaj is saying.
Anything what you do, if you don't do more, I'm a driver instructor. If I don't teach my students to do more and more driving, they cannot get quality. Causes mechanism and then automatic comes. So quality is coming from quantity. I don't say I disagree about your point, but if you don't do quantity, quality will not come by itself. Because first of all, our mind is continent with everything. So if we chant Hare Krishna, we don't know what we call him, who we call him. We don't have Sambandhyan. So important is to have Sambandhyan, and then the quantity, and then quality will come by itself. But okay, anyway.
Yeah. No, I appreciate your vision, no problem.
Yeah. And I do chant more than 2 lakhs every day. And if I chant 2 lakhs 8 hours, that means no thinking about material things. It's only Radha Krishna, his Parika, Guru Varga. So if I can chant 2 lakhs, and if one Shuddhanam is there, it's okay. But I don't want to be unconsciousness. I want to be conscious. If I want Krishna come there, I should see him. Understand? So that is my view of point of Nam chanting. Chanting 1 lakh, if you can do it in quality, one name is also good. But if you don't chant 1 lakh, the quality will not come. That is my understanding of Nam.
That's okay. So, but just coming back to our point, that for the beginning, as Srila Maharaj is explaining, you have to do it careful, with respect, and with devotion, and that will make your chanting powerful enough that you can increase and make the quality and make the quantity without losing the quality. So what Maharaj is saying is that first we have to start with quality from the very beginning. Quality is more important than quantity, but quantity won't lead to quality automatically. It's not automatically that by quantity you get quality, because you can become even more indisciplined by thinking that this quantity is enough. But actually, what Lamar is saying, no. From very beginning you build with quality. Quality is the base, and then you gradually increase quantity, but without losing quality. This is his instructions. So in this way, like that, we have, so I will come back to my point, which was how to start the day with Mangalarti, with this worship. So sometimes, I remember why I was speaking that. I was speaking why Smarana is more prominent in a perfectional stage and why Kirtana is more prominent in the sadhana stage. Why is that? Now try to follow me. Mangalarati is there. Some devotees thinking, I have to wake up very early. Why we have to do so early this program? Why we have to worship Thakurji at that moment? Maybe I can do it later. Why it's so important that this is too much rules. I can wake up later. I can wake up nice and do things on my way, on my mood. So why should I break my nice sleep and then wake up early and do this seva, which looks like part of Vaidhi Bhakti, but in fact it is not. Mangalarti, the way we do is completely Raganuga Bhakti. Why? Because this is the foundation of the first Smarana of Ashtakalya Lila, this Nishanta Lila. And Param Gurudev, he has given us this very beautiful Mangalarati song, which is describing this very Nishanta Lila moment. Nishanta Lila means the end of night. When Radha Krishna, they are breaking their sleep and they have to come and separate themselves, and every has to go to their own respective houses. So in that very moment of waking up Radha Krishna and separating them, this very seva is the seva of the Manjaris. At that moment, only the Manjaris, they will be with Radha Krishna in Nivritta Nikunja. No any other associate can be at that time. And they will perform this first arati to Radha Krishna. They will, first of all, wake them up. How? Vrinda Devi, she will call to the birds, cuckoo birds, and Sari, Shuka and Sari, the parrots, and they'll begin to sing very sweet songs. Mayura Shukadi Sari, Hatopi Karaj, Mangala Jagara Hetu Korite Viraj, Sumadura Dhani Kore, Sumadura Dhani Kore, Jata Saki Gan, Mangala Shravane Vaje, Madura Kujan. And they cannot wake up by the beautiful sound of the birds and the parrots. Then Vrindadevi is calling Kakati, is the she monkey, and she'll come and she'll begin to make big sound to wake up them, and she'll begin to speak the name of Jyotila. So as soon as Radharani hears the name Jyotila, then she begins to become afraid. Oh my God, Jyotila is coming. We have to go. And then this is the way to break their sleep very quick. And put them to run away to their homes. Because sun is rising. They have to reach home before sunrise. So no one will see them. At that time, there is no light. It's dark night. So the Manjaris, they will light ghee lamps. And they will begin to look on the face of Radha and Krishna and see how is their face. And they will adjust their makeup, they will adjust their hair, they will dress them again. And this is the arati they are doing with the ghee lamp around their body. That's why in arati time we showing ghee lamp to feet, navel, face and whole body. So this Mangalarati is Manjari Seva, especially. So waking up early, this is not Vaidya Bhakti program, this is Manjari Seva. Manjaris, they have to wake up first of all, before Radha Krishna, they have to be ready. Srila Prabhupada even used to say, you must wake up before Brahma Muhurta. And be ready yourself, take your bath, dress, put your tilak, chant your mantras, then welcome Radha Krishna. This is the best way. And what Param Gurudev is doing, he is giving us all this remembrance of Nishanta Lila. Automatically in this song, very beautiful song. Mangala Shri Guru Gaura, Mangala Murati, Mangala Shri Radha Krishna, Jugala Piriti, Mangala Nishanto Lila, Mangala Udaye, Mangala Arati Jage, Bhakata Nidaye. What is the meaning of Arati? Arati. Rati means loving attachment, loving affection. So that my love and affection for Radha Krishna should expand more and more. So I am offering to them my love and affection. So our duty is to what? Come to the point of remembering Ashtakalya Lila. Remembering the eightfold pastimes of Krishna. Srila Gurudev used to ask devotees, what Krishna is doing now? Should never forget. That's why I'm telling. For us, Smarana is very difficult. We cannot be thinking about Krishna all the time. But this is our goal. And how are we going to reach to that point of Smarana? Through Kirtan. Now Kirtan is very important. Therefore, all the Arati Kirtans, all the songs we do with the proper melody, with the proper tune, with the proper understanding, then you will be singing and hearing according to that Ashtakalya Lila time. From Nishanta Lila, then Madhyana Bhogarati, Krishna is taking Bhoga, Prasadam, then he is going for cow herding. This Jashamati Nandana, Brajabaranagara, Gokula Ranjana Kana, Gopi Paranadana, Madana Manohara, Kaliya Damana Vidana, Jamuna Tatachara, Gopi Vasanohara, Rasa Rasika Kripamai. Is Krishna really taking cows for herding? He wants to meet with the gopis in the forest, in the bank of Jamuna. Jamuna Tatachara, Gopi Vasanohara, Rasa Rasika Kripamai. And then after what will happen? Jaya Radha Madhavo, Jaya Kunja Vihar. Now he left all his friends, left everyone, and he's in Kunja with Radha. Only Radha and Madhav. Like that. And where they are? In Radha Kunda, this midday. So like that, it is step by step made for us to stimulate our remembrance. So Arati is not something that we are doing out of sense and something that we can discharge and eliminate. No, it's very important. This relationship with Thakurji, it is very important. And Thakurji is so merciful, that the first thing when we do when we come to Mat is to become Pujari. The first, you put the Brahmachari, the young Brahmachari, to become Pujari. So that you develop his first Sambandha Jnana with Krishna. He will feel that the presence of Radha and Krishna there. He will begin to have love and affection for Thakurji. He will learn how to serve and many things like that. It's very important. For Kanishtas, it's very important. For Madhyamas, not so much. But for Uttama, again, very important. Uttamas, all our Guru Varga, they manifested Thakurji. All our Goswamis, they manifested Thakurji. They had relationship with Thakurji, all of them. But Madhyamadikaris, they are not much into, because they already have grasped something from that. They already got some mercy, and now they are also engaging in so many other varieties of services. But again, when coming to the stage of Uttamadikari, then he cannot live without Thakurji again. Like that. So this relationship with Thakurji is so powerful, so important. So important. I don't know how much time we have to run to. How much we can? Up to what time? Then I am. Until 5, huh? Okay. So, in that way, we have the pillars of our Vaidhi and Raganuga Bhakti. Shravanadi Kirtanadini Vaidhi Bhakti Udithanitu Yanyagani Chatrani Tatra Vigayani Manisivi. Now comes another important point. The same limbs of Bhakti, which are followed in Vaidhi Bhakti, they will not always be favorable for Raganuga Bhakti. But all the limbs for Raganuga, they are present in Vaidhi Bhakti. But the difference is that in Vaidhi Bhakti, you may give up some practices because they only are meant for the sadhana stage. Then you don't need to use that in the perfection stage. But in Raganuga Bhakti, whatever you are doing in sadhana stage, you continue doing in perfection stage. You continue doing. Chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, serving Guru, all these things you do always, here and also in Upper Dham. But there are also many, activities which are favorable for our bhakti, but they are actually not bhakti themselves. This is called Aropsiddha Bhakti. Like what? Cleanliness, honesty, brahmacharya, talents for doing any kind of arts, or physical strength. All these qualities are not bhakti themselves, but they are very favorable to bhakti. So these things, they will be also assisting us in all this process of archan. If the pujari is not clean, he won't be a good pujari. If the pujari is not on time, he won't be a good pujari, because when manjaris go to serve Radha Krishna, they never late 1 second. Never late. So if he is not maintaining celibacy, if he is not maintaining eating less, if he is sleeping too much, then he cannot be a good pujari or a good devotee in itself. Right? But all these qualities are not bhakti, but they will support in the practice stage. So this is the Vaidhi side that we cannot neglect. We cannot neglect. But Mahabhagavat, sometimes he is even not remembering that he has to take bath, or he has to chant his Gayatri on time. But there is no fault for him. You know Param Gurudev, how he used to take bath? Once in a month, with a cup like this, and then running. Yeah, it's true. But his body is not like our body. His body is not like our body. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj used to go for bhiksha, collecting food, vegetables in the houses. And people giving him potato and eggplant like that somehow. And what he's doing? He's taking this raw potato, this raw eggplant, and he's offering bhoga. But in his mind, this is not raw at all. He already cooked, he made a very nice sabji in his mind. This is fine. But you see, this is a raw potato, piece of raw potato, even unwashed is there, offering like that. But we cannot follow like so. like that. This is called avadut stage. Avadut means behave like a child. Child has no common sense. Child may do all kinds of things and not being aware of his own presence in the environment. Right? So avadut means like that. He can behave in any condition. He's not even aware of the impact of his behavior in front of others like that. This is avadut. But we cannot try to imitate them. Gurudev always told, you should follow, not imitate. Follow Gurudev, not imitate Gurudev. If we try to imitate, we become like Sahajiya. Sahajiya means imitationist. Sahajiya means the person who is trying to use his own mundane feelings, mundane emotions in the service of Krishna. And he's thinking that is already spiritual. Like you go to Radha Kund especially, we have many Sahajiya Babajis there. And then the devotees, the innocent devotees who don't know many things, they go there and then they will tell, okay, come, I will give you your Swarupa. I will give your Siddhadeha. Your name now is Gulab Manjari. Pakora Manjari. Kachori Manjari. This is your seva to Radha Krishna, you have to do like that. But if you ask that person, oh, you have got your name? Yes, I have got my name. Your Swarup? Yes. You are now serving Radha Krishna in mind? He said yes. Because Raghunath Das Goswami, he told, Bhalo na khaibe ar bhalo na poribe, amani manadahona Krishna namma sadalave braje Radha Krishna seva manasa korive. Don't wear nice clothes, don't eat sumptuously, always be engaged in serving Radha Krishna in your mind, in Vrindavan, braje Radha Krishna manasa korive. And I am doing that. I am taking Babaji Vesh, very torn clothes, like that. And then you can ask him, okay, what the name of your husband? Husband? Yeah. What village you have come from? What is the name of your in-laws? I don't know. Your Gurudev not gave you? No. He gave only your Manjari name. You say yes, but Manjari never come alone. She appeared from nothing. She has no mother, no father, no in-laws. What Saki is this one? What Gopi is this one? In which village you live? They cannot answer. Because there is no Sambandha Gyan. There is no perfection. It's only something in the mind. And what is the evidence for that? The Leela of Gopeshwar Mahadev. Gopeshwar Mahadev, Shivji, he wants to watch Krishna's Rasa Leela. But no any other male form can be there. So he's asking to Purnamasi Devi, Jogmaya, please you help me. I want to watch Krishna Leela, Rasa Leela. He said, yes, okay. Then she dived him into Brahmakunda. And then he comes out with a very beautiful gopi body. Very young Kishori. Very beautiful.
That's the one, right? In orange.
Is it the orange?
Here.
Here, this one.
This one. That one.
Yeah. No, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then now Shivji is there hiding behind the bushes, watching Rasa Leela. But immediately, all of them, they felt something strange is going on. Someone like outsider is here. Our love is not flowing, the mood is not there, something going on wrong. And they begin to search here and there. Finally they got Shiv behind the bushes. And the gopis caught him. Say, hey, who are you? What's your name? From where are you coming? Which village? What's your husband's name? In-law's name? Slap, and his cheek becomes reddish like this, and he began to cry, hey Purnamasi, save me. And then Purnamasi appeared and said, oh, this is Shiva. I have given him this body. So there is no Sambandha Gyan, he is not a gopi. He got the shape of gopi, but he is not in heart gopi. He has no relation with the Gopa community. So in same way like that, all these bogus Babaji Sahaj, they are doing like, they're cheating people like that. Cheating people like that. And they tell you don't have a Swarup, therefore I am giving. Swarup is not fixed. I will give you Swarup, come here. That's how they have changed all the Siddhanta. Because they want to do this business. Of course, you have to pay. Of course, it's not for free. You have to give something. Your Swarupa has a price. It's not yours. You have to pay for that. So in this way, it's like that. So this relationship with Thakurji is very beautiful, is very nice. I'm not advocating that you must do it, you are bound to do it. No, I'm just glorifying it. But you can choose, because bhakti is very broad. Bhakti is very elastic. Bhakti can adapt to all kinds of lifestyles and moods and situations. And it's not that because you are not doing archan or arati that you're not going to achieve perfection. Not like that. You can achieve perfection even with one limb of bhakti only. As long as it is followed by kirtan, as I explained, then you can have success. Otherwise, you don't need to follow everything. But it's very important because it is part of our day by day. It's part of our, mat, our acharyas, life. They have manifested deities. And deities, they are helpful because they encourage us to engage our senses. Engage our senses. It's a very practical thing. It's a very easy way to be always thinking about Krishna. When you are pujari, you are 24 hours busy thinking about Krishna, about deities. What I'm going to do next for them, what I'm going to cook, what I'm going to offer, what dress I will put. Oh, this boga came today, I will prepare a nice boga, and this garland, this flower, this decoration, and this festival is coming up. I have to give special elements which will give them stimulus for that particular festival. Full time engaged and thinking about. It's a very good way to fix the mind. For many, it's much easier than to chant and to only do chanting, So according to everyone's adhikar, then you can follow that process. Any questions? Yes.
I don't understand the meaning of Swarup. You tell us Rupanuga Goswami was doing Nam Seva, and by only say Hare, he was in Vrindavan, and then he became in his Swarup. What was that Swarup? So perhaps I can understand that.
He is Rupa Manjari. His Swarup is Rupa Manjari. He is a Manjari of Radha. So he appears in Gaura Lila as Rupa Goswami, which is also one of his Swarups. Because Nitya Siddha Parikara, they don't have two different bodies. One material and one intrinsic. They are perfected in that way. So basically we have two Swarupas in Gauriya Math, in Gauriya Sampradaya. One in Gaura Lila, one in Krishna Lila. In Gaura Lila you're serving Mahaprabhu as a young brahmachari, and in Krishna Lila you're serving as a young manjari. So Rupa Goswami in Gaura Lila, he is showing the path of sadhana, Raganuga sadhana bhajan, in the stage of bhav bhakti. So in that stage there is a particular condition of the devotees. Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatri. Means externally with this Panchabhut body, 5-element body, he is doing service with his senses. And internally he is serving in his perfectional Swarup, means in his soul, he is serving the eternal pastimes of Radha Krishna. Right? So when he is beginning to chant, just by saying Ha or Hare, he is going to trance, into Samadhi. And then this body loses the power and he becomes in Antardasha, means internal consciousness. So he goes inside, in his mind, he is looking and he is inside the Lila of Radha Krishna. That Lila is happening in his heart. Because in the heart of Vaishnavas, Vrindavan is there. Along with this Swarup, I told you, Parikar, Dham, Guna and Rupa, everything is together. So Goloka Vrindavan is in the heart of every devotee. Srila Gurudev have a very nice class where he discussed this point about Jiva Goswami's conception. And Srila Gurudev explains that in Swarupa, in the soul itself, Swarupa means the soul. In the soul itself, Vrindavan is there, Navadip Dham is there, together, cannot be never separated. So in that way, he is going to this internal consciousness. His sadhaka body is now senseless, and then his soul, his mind is going and serving this Nitya Lila. And when something happens, he comes out of that, and again he gets the external consciousness. Bahyadasha. Like that. Does it answer your question? Yeah? So Swarupa means your intrinsic spiritual form, your eternal form. Everybody has. Yeah. It is eternal, it cannot change. So according to your particular Swarup, you come to join a particular group or Sampradaya. Sampradaya means the initiatory schools which represents a specific kingdom of God, like Vaikuntha, Sri Sampradaya, Lakshmi Narayan. Then Ayodhya, Sitaram. We have this Chatushna Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya. Then Dwaraka, Chatushna Sampradaya. Then Goloka Vrindavan in Swakia. Then we have this, which name? This Madhva Sampradaya. And specifically in Parakya, we have our Gauriya Sampradaya, which is a Sampradaya inside another Sampradaya, because we belong to Madhva Sampradaya. We are a branch of Madhva Sampradaya. But the speciality of Gauriya Sampradaya is that we have the particular place called this Parakya relationship between Radha and Krishna. So according to what you have, it's what you are going to get as association, because the association will nourish you. This association will help, like you watering the seed. The water will not make the seed become this tree or that tree. The water will help the seed to become what is already there inside the seed, right? So in the same way, by association, you can help the Swarupa to manifest, but you cannot change it. You cannot change. So therefore, everyone is directed by Krishna to that specific Sampradaya to whom they belong as a spiritual family, as a spiritual community. Like that. Any question? More question? So what?
समझ में आए सब? Do you
Oh,
understand?
speaking out of it. Oh, okay.
समझ गया.
समझ गया.
So Swarup is Siddha. Siddha
Yeah.
Swarup is there.
Yes.
Nobody. A lot of people is preaching that by association of sadhu, the sadhu manifests the Swarup in the jiva.
Yeah.
So that is not the real Siddhanta what our Gaudiya Vaishnava is preaching.
Yes.
But a lot of Gaudiyas is coming and preaching the same upper
Yes.
Siddhanta here.
Yes,
So
true.
that's why I'm very careful to listening.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and that is not the real Siddhanta. So I'm very happy Maharaj is taking some points, very nice points, very nice of your lecture. Hopefully we see you again sometime, someplace, and
Yes,
to
thank
give
you.
all the Gaudiya vision what is real Siddhanta is.
Our duty is to repeat what Srila Gurudev told. Srila Gurudev said that, now listen very careful. Srila Gurudev told once in Australia, if I'm not missing, in 98 or 99, he said, if you think that you can change the words of your Guru, and you can change the teachings of your Guru. You are actually not a disciple, you are a demon. You cannot doubt what your Gurudev is saying. You cannot change what your Gurudev is saying. Otherwise, he is not your Gurudev. And you are creating in his name a big havoc and disturbance.
But that type of people is coming to do his own, hotel, making his own society.
Yes.
Doing that to getting money, prestation, and things like that.
Yeah. And the most sad is that many Gurudev's disciples are losing faith for Gurudev's teachings by hearing others.
Yes.
I mean,
That's why we should be careful.
Yeah.
Because many devotees came to Gurudev. We know everybody. But they came for business. They came for business, Pratishtha, once become Guru.
Yeah.
And Gurudev is Patita Pavan. He didn't look the motivation of this person. He see only, I want can help you by Naam, Samandhyan, and do some seva. That was his duty. That's why he never asked, what is your qualification? No. You are qualified to chant now. You are qualified to follow the mission of Mahaprabhu. That he was thinking. And that's many times I asked him, why? Why this type of people is surrounding you? Even Guru Maharaj asks, why? What is happening? He said, look, don't think about the pot of the honey outside. Think inside. What is my goal? My goal is to preach about my Guru Varga, Mahaprabhu. Okay, they have the other motivation, let them be.
Yeah.
But we have to be careful.
Yeah.
But how we will become careful if we don't hear from the right person?
Yeah.
Because you will be misled now, Maharaj.
The Gurudev used to say, even if another Mahabhagavat, you speak something different than me, you must be able to reconcile immediately.
Yes.
Because otherwise that seed of doubt will come inside and you destroy everything.
That's why I'm very careful. I'm very selective.
You must be.
I love Guru Varga, Guru Parampara, every Vaishnava I respect. But to listen,
Associate
to
is
realize,
different.
association is selective.
Definitely.
So maybe people think, oh, he's doing egoism. I'm not egoist. I love everybody, I respect everybody, but I listen to those who I know they are speaking to my Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
Because I don't read much, but I listen. 15, 20 years I listen to Guru Maharaj. And now all I repeat, and I'm digesting. Digesting means I selective listen to Guru Maharaj
Yes.
and Guru Varga.
It's our duty to be like a parrot. That's it. And convey the message of Gurudev. Krishna is saying, even if your Guru is not bona fide, but you have faith for him, you are saved. Although he may not be. But faith for Guru is mandatory. Krishna will save you. But he may not save your Guru. Faith for Guru is very important. Very important. And regarding this, about this Swarup, I just wanted to compliment that one time Gurudev, he was giving a big lecture, was initiation day. After speaking the mantras, the Gayatri mantras, Gurudev, he was explaining and he was giving lecture. It was in Govardhan, there was a little crowd. And this, there was one particular Didi in the crowd. And after Gurudev speaking about Radha Krishna's pastimes, Gurudev describing all that Lila and on the bank of Jamuna in the Sinhasana, everything like that. Then he told, but you should meditate in Sitaram. And he began to speak Ram Lila. And that Didi was crying so much. Gurudev knows. He knows. Everyone is Swarup. And if you have faith for Gurudev, you just follow what he is telling you. So sometimes even people ask me, why you are singing these very high bhajans, high songs, Siddhilala Sakirtans. I said, because Gurudev told us to do. I'm not doing because I pretend to be in that stage. First reason why I'm doing is because Gurudev is hearing. And Thakurji is hearing. So the first thing I'm doing for Seva. And Vaishnavas are hearing. Second is that Gurudev told, this is the way that I want you to do your sadhana. Not only me, the way you means everyone. Singing all these ashtakams and very nice. And reading the books of Rupa Raghunath and stimulating ourselves in these things. If you think that I have to wait to become qualified, then I cannot even do anything. I cannot even wear this dress. I cannot even wear tilak. I cannot even, be here now because I'm not qualified. I'm very fallen, very, wretched, a big offender, a big sinner. There are no limits for my disqualification. But in this process, it's not about being qualified. It's about being greedy to follow Gurudev's instructions and to follow his mood and just to do what he's telling to do. Because he wants to see your perfection. And he's giving you this. Just follow like that, you'll be perfected. And that's it. So if that is for his pleasure, I'm ready to do it. Like that. Gaur Pramanande, Pancha Kalpatara Vishwa Kripa Sindhu Vacha, Patana Pavanibhyo, Vaishnavibhyo Namo.
Gurudev Varga ki
Jai.
Swami Maharaj ki
Jai.
So we will continue tomorrow in the house of Rambhadra Prabhu, okay? It is difficult for me to move all the way to Rotterdam. And so we will stay here.
Which
And
time?
from 6:30 in his house.
6:30, iedereen is van harte uitgenodigd aan Eskamplan 558. Maar hij zou verder gaan met de lezing en iedereen is van harte uitgenodigd.
And Tuesday and Wednesday we'll be in Damodar Prabhu's place,
Yeah.
our last day's program. Then we're gonna move next city. And please bring your questions and we can make a session of questions and answers. Gaur Pramanandi Hari Bol. Now Arati.
Yes, I'm sorry.